In every game tick, an action is not just a choice, it's a necessity. Imagine combining the weirdest skills that can be trained together for efficient rates, speeding up the overall time to max all 23 skills. The max keep is my goal. I will achieve this in the shortest gameplay time possible. By choosing to be an Ironman, I restrict myself from trading other players and using the Grand Exchange. I have to get everything myself. Welcome to my max keep speedrun, Ironman edition, where our ultimate goal is to hit 2277 total by 1600 hours played. Last episode, we finished our long grind of rune crafting, where we got 95 rune crafting and happened to find ourselves at 97 crafting along the way. 95 rune crafting has made us some money. It's time to finally cash in. The 102,000 death and 45k blood runes we won't be selling because they will all likely get used during our Slayer grind. However, the 58k law runes, 67k natures, and 19k cosmics can all be sold for now. The rune store in Al-Kharid will always buy runes for the same price regardless of the quantity inside the store, so this is the best place for Ironmen to sell their runes. Alright, that was pretty much everything I want to sell for now, and we're at 14 mil cash. You guys just watch me become rich, let's go become poor again. Before starting our Slayer grind, I want to build the ornate pool and occult altar in my POH. This requires 90 construction, or if you don't want to waste time with stews but still want to boost it, you can build them at 84 with the crystal saw and a cup of tea. So our first order of business is to spend money on 84 construction. We're going to be making teak planks with our butler. The logs we've banked so far have only come from Kingdom. Once all the planks are made, we made some mythical cape racks to maximize the XP per plank for 83 construction. And then level 84. Let's get building. The ornate pool requires anti-venoms, and in order to get those as an Ironman, I need magic roots, which are from chopping magic trees that we farmed. The magic roots make antidotes, and using Zora skills on the antidotes makes the anti-venom. So now, with 87 construction from the tea, and the invisible +3 from our crystal axe, that is the occult altar built, which will allow us to change between all 4 spellbooks inside our house. And the ornate pool, which will always restore our hit points, prayer, run, and most importantly, spec. With 10 million coins remaining, we're going to start making wrath runes. The Scar Essence mine can be used to create these significantly faster, although it is expensive. To start off, because I will be poor by the end of this video, I'm going to create only one inventory of wrath runes at the moment. One inventory is going to cost me 1 mil. These are 1.5 tickable, however, as you can see, by the time I figured out how to do it, I already finished my inventory. That's 1 mil in the coffer, and then I withdraw the Scarred Extract to make wrath runes. And then I bring the noted extracts and some essence to the wrath rune altar. And there we go, 5 minutes, 1 inventory of wrath runes got us 2.5k. This should last us for a while for starting out Slayer. With 9.3 mil cash remaining, you think we'd be ready to start Slayer and stay rich. However, there's just one more step. The Lumbridge Elite Diary gives me an extra Slayer block, totaling 7 tasks that I can block. The only step that I haven't done yet is to create an adamant plate body, which requires 88 smithing. I can boost this from either 84 or 87. If I choose to use the Kovacs Grog from level 84, I have to do Giant's Foundry. I don't want to do Giant's Foundry, so we're going to full send 87 smithing. Smithing is one of the few expensive buyables on an Ironman. Costing 200 GP per gold ore, granting 56.2 XP per gold bar, this skill will be about 46 mil for 99 smithing, or 3.5 GP per XP. Instead of buying gold ore in different worlds and banking it, I'm doing efficient Ironman blast furnace. This is when you use one of the blast furnace worlds to buy gold ore and instantly put 2 inventories in the conveyor belt. Then instead of banking, you drop the bars and repeat. You can normally hop around the worlds as each world has 100 stock and it is refilled relatively quick by the dwarves. However, if you get lucky like me, there happened to be an Ironman with a lot of gold ore from PVM in their bank who needed GP. So they were dumping their gold ore into the shop and I was buying it, so I didn't have to hop. Something about this method that I was shocked about is how little run energy you use when you don't bank the bars. I was expecting to be downing energy potions like crazy, but I only had to restore my energy every 15 minutes or so. So anyway, let's get some smithing levels. Okay, and that was 85 smithing. Obviously not our 87 goal, but we're kind of out of money, so we don't really have a choice. Slayer's going to make us a lot of GP, so let's get started with only 6 blocks. The final thing we need to be prepared is our prayer potions. I have a lot of unfinished Raynor potions that I'm going to be turning into prayer pots. I'm actually going to go through all of my unfinished potions while doing this, just to get some herb XP out of the way. After nearly 2 hours of just AFK bank standing, here is 91 herb ore. And finally, coming up near the end with over 800k XP gained from AFKing, let's see our final prayer potion count. The Raynor seeds from 99 agility banked us 4,719 4-dose prayer potions. I personally think we are ready for Slayer. Our first task is to kill skeletons from when we did range training in chambers. After this task, we'll start our real Durado Slayer grind. A very long time ago, we did Wildy Slayer for points. This got us the starter unlocks, such as Broader Fletching, Slayer Helm, Slayer Rings, and Stopping the Wyverns. It's now time to essentially start over. I have under 100 points, and we're not going to waste more time point boosting. It's all Durado from here. Coming up to see our first task, good luck. Trolls? I'm low points, I don't know how picky I can be, so I logged out to think about this, but our final decision was to skip it. Instead, our first task is going to be Fire Giants. When slaying on an Ironman, you're not actually slaying on an Ironman. Instead, you're considering these 5 things. First, will this task make me GP? I'm an Ironman, so I need to make my money for my buyables. 2, will this task lose me money? Some tasks I'll be barraging for 0 drops. This is strictly loss, and even if it's good XP, it's bad. 3, does it give herb seeds / herbs? This is quite important because we do need to rely on these herbs to finish 99 herb. 4, does it give prayer XP? This is more for later on, but many endgame tasks give a stupid amount of prayer XP when done properly. If we don't make any major mistakes, we shouldn't have to train prayer after 99 Slayer. The 5th one, which also applies to endgame, is are we on track to finish 99 melees before Slayer? 99 magic is going to happen way sooner than Slayer, but we're going to keep training magic because it's faster Slayer XP. However, it is essential for us to finish the melees with our Slayer. If we somehow have 1 mil melee XP remaining after Slayer, we messed up. So, Fire Giants. These do not pass any of the questions, which made me realize I need to complete it as fast as possible. They are a bad task. That's where we meet our friend, Logout Slayer. Logout Slayer is a method used to boost our Slayer XP per time played, since we can use other accounts to set up the pile of enemies while the speedrun account is logged out. When they're set up, we log in and kill them and repeat. Yes, I understand this is an unpopular method, but it's still stupid not to do for a speedrun. If you don't like this, I do have good news for you, which is we won't have to do this for a lot of tasks. Since all logout tasks on the Ironman won't give us drops, it's not that good. However, because we're just starting out, it's going to be essential to get a comfortable amount of points to only do the good task later on. Okay, our first complete task, that's plus 15 points, and we finished at 78k an hour Slayer. This rate with no GP or drops isn't that good. However, it was a total of 6 minutes logged in for the task to be complete, so it's definitely worth doing for the time being. The next task is Tazar's. This task is slightly better, although not great. It's the same strategy. However, my ult can tag a couple of enemies and the others will all gang up on it. On the NPC that my ult tags, I still get half XP and no drops. However, the ones that aggroed against it, that I haven't damaged, I get the full Slayer XP and drop on. With that task of solo barraging complete at 83k an hour, the next one is going to be spiritual creatures. This one is interesting. Historically speaking, you used to be able to tag monsters with a 0 on a main account and then lure them into a pile, and if you barraged on the Ironman, you would get full Slayer XP plus the drop, so long as you didn't hit over a 0. It worked like this for a whole 8 years, and then, unfortunately, on April 2021, they decided to nerf this. But read the nerf. For Ironman, certain Slayer monsters loot and XP will be discredited if a player hits a 0. Certain Slayer monsters. That means that they only nerfed it at the most popular Slayer locations. How many people do you guys know barraging spiritual warriors? The answer? Probably none. This is quite useful for this account since I can do logout strats. Not only am I getting full Slayer XP from these, but I'm also getting their drops. And they drop an okay amount of rune items to out. It's not much, but while we're this low level of 74 Slayer, it's definitely going to be a great task. And coming up near the end of that task, 95k an hour Slayer and about 120k GP made back in Alks. I'll take it. My 30th task was to kill Zygomites, but I felt kinda bad since they tend to be fun guys. However, it's a quick 5-minute task, well worth doing for the points right now, despite the horrible rate. 186 Slayer points now, we're seeing some progress. After that, I got myself some more Tazars, which is great. Okay guys, I wasn't even recording, but I actually forgot that there's literally an upgrade for my legs during Slayer, the Obsidian Plate legs. These have a +1 strength bonus, and I think I'm pretty lucky getting this as my first Obsidian item, but this is now our best in slot leg piece unlocked until we max. There is level 75 Slayer, which means we can now kill gargoyles. There is a lot of experimenting going on right now. I'm trying out blue dragons, but they are kind of doo-doo. However, you guys can finally see what my Wrath runes are used for. When I get 3 bones, I cast Sinister Offering for prayer XP. Even just these baby dragon bones are granting me 90 prayer XP each. Think about how each kill is 50 Slayer XP, and yeah, you can get the idea on how we might be able to finish prayer with Slayer now. This is only going to get better as we level up. A little later on, during my worm task, I got a shield left half, which means we can officially complete the Ardoan Hard Diary. We won't do this yet though, because it will cost us 750k GP, but it's good to have for later on. Our Slayer points are not the hottest right now, so I'm testing out some Abbey Spectres. Including the Superiors, I'm getting about 30k an hour Slayer. However, they do give pretty good herbs and herb seeds, so it's not a total garbage task. That was our 46th task, we're getting close to number 50 now. You might have noticed that I'm 76 Slayer now and still haven't used my 6th block yet. That's because we still have yet to be assigned gargoyles. The moment we do, that becomes our 6th block. Skipping some boring tasks, here we are finally at Dagonauts. These are barrageable, and my XP rates don't look that good right now, but this task was harder than I remembered it being, so I guess I wasn't fully prepared. But barraging these is currently getting us 63k an hour, and we get a lot of seed drops. The Ancient Shard drops are also going to be extremely useful for later on, because they can be used to charge an Arclight, which we will get into after 80 Slayer. I've had way too many of these, but Fire Giants are unfortunately my 50th task. This got us 225 points, totaling 356. Now we're trending nicely. Cave Horrors. I mean, these aren't technically that great to do, but I'll try them out because why not? It seems that it will be a common trend for casual melee tasks to be roughly 28 to 30k an hour Slayer. The prayer XP from here was actually a lot better than I expected though. Big bones are buried with the Bone Crusher, and then the chance of an Ensouled Horror Head gives me a nice prayer XP drop as well. When doing melee Slayer, it's important to always stay on the Arceus spellbook. The Ensouled Heads themselves are dropped from tons of Slayer monsters, and you can use the heads while at the task if you bring the runes. There are other spells which are great for melee Slayer, such as Death Charge or Thralls, which I will go more into depth once we get to Necreals. Forgot to record, but there was 83 strength. The worm tasks are alright. I get about 26k an hour prayer and Slayer here. The worm bone gives 150 XP per offering. However, if I were to bank them and use them at the wilderness, I would get an average of 350 XP per bone, thanks to the 50% chance to save a bone when offering. Because each worm task takes about 30 to 40 minutes, I only bring enough combat potions for 20 minutes and then purposely go bank as many bones as I can. I'm only able to teleport to these guys 3 times a day with Current Heart Diary. However, after Elite Diary, I'll have infinite teleports and will be able to bank every single bone for maximum prayer XP. Just imagine 130 Slayer XP for each kill, and then 350 prayer XP. That's going to be some sick prayer XP. They also drop a lot of alks, as you can see all the rune items in my inventory, but we're never on standard spellbooks, so when will we actually get a chance to alk them? Steel and Iron Dragon tasks are typically awful for low levels. Without a lance or a fang, they take forever to kill. Thankfully, since we can do Logout Slayer, we can deal all the damage on our ults and log in for the final hit, similar to how level 3 Slayer works. Even if 2 people are attacking it, as long as my melee attack happens 1 tick after the ult using magic, I will get the XP drop. Because I'm barely doing DPS here, this is where I can finally process my alks. The normal spellbook is fine since others have no use here, and I'm only logged in for a few seconds each time anyway. There was a new method I wanted to give a shot, which was called Sea Howey Glass Tazars, where I basically use a Sea Howey here and blow glass on the run back. While testing out these rates, we got 77 Slayer. You guys watched me do 74 to 77 Slayer, but you never saw me at one of the well-known good tasks, Dust Devils. That's because this is finally my first task. Because I can't tag an ult and get the full XP drops, plus drops since I'm an Ironman, I do this just like you guys do. I don't do the logout strat. I really looked forward to this task because it drops a lot of coins and alchables, which will get us 87 smithing way faster. The XP rates that I'm getting are roughly 75 to 80k an hour. Back at a worm task, here is level 78 Slayer. In previous series, Bloodvelds were always the highest Slayer XP per hour with logout strats. I used to get 170 XP per kill, but now, since I'm an Ironman, I only get 85. Normally, this would mean that I'd get half of the old XP rates, which would be about 80 to 90k an hour. However, that's completely wrong. The first task testing this out, we are already getting 120k an hour Slayer with tons of mistakes. I see a lot of great potential in this task for Slayer XP. Back at a Baby Blue Dragon task, here is level 84 Strength. I have finally alked long enough for another smithing session to finish up the Lumbridge Elite Diary. Here's level 86 Smithing, and 87. With the Lumbridge Elite Diary complete, we now have another block available, and I was debating putting the 50k XP lamp on Herbivore. However, I'm going to use it on Slayer before level 80 just to get to Necrodeals faster. We are only 27k XP off. I did another test of Chowie Glass Tazars and we were getting about 45k an hour Slayer, 240k an hour Strength, and 30k an hour Crafting. The moment we all have been waiting for, level 80 Slayer. It is time to finally live at Necrodeals. In case you guys wanted an update on Dagannoth tasks, we're now able to get 77k an hour Slayer here. We are 9 tasks away from 100 and I have 221 points left. I don't want to risk getting a Necrodeal task that isn't extended, so I'm going to spend 100 points on that now. The next piece reward will ensure that we always get assigned 200 to 250 Necrodeals at a time. Here is 2100 total level at a Dust Devil task. I really thought things were going to be okay. You guys ready for this? We have 16 Slayer points. I really don't know what happened. I just kept on getting Elves and Turasks. But we are 4 tasks away from getting a fat point boost, so let's just really hope we can make it. Cave Horrors. Okay, I can do this. Come on, we need something good. And I got 24 Wyverns. I can't risk that. I have to skip right into Adamant Dragons. Dude, I can't even kill these. They are literally so strong. I'm just doing the cringiest cheese methods because this task is so demotivating. I damaged it on an ult and now I'm going to try to deal the final hit. But it's still so hard because they have such high defense for no reason. How did I even get stuck doing this? I swear, the next 2 tasks better be easy, and once we get that point boost, we'll only move upwards. And the 99th task is... worms. Okay, at least it's not something I normally skip. It's actually crazy what we've been through the last 7 tasks. I just wanted to show you guys how cool Necrorils were, but instead we were just being sent all over the place. Anyways, let's talk about our 100th task. If we get it from Dur though, we'll be rewarded with 375 points. However, if we get it from Konar, we'll be rewarded 450 points. Konar sucks because she assigns monsters to kill in specific areas, so if we got something like Fire Giants in Neve's Cave, it would be pretty bad. That being said, 75 points seems very worth it, so we're going to risk this. I deserve the good RNG. And finally it happened. 240 Dust Devils in Kourend where we would normally kill them anyway. This was great. I'm still necklace, but we did get 81 Slayer. From now on, we at least have 450 points to play around with. Hopefully we won't ever go low again until 99 Slayer. So what happens now? Will we ever get Necrorils, or should we just get 99 Slayer first? Find out in next episode, which will be next week. If you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all there. As always, TY for watching, and peace out.